Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Thursday, May 6th. Let's start off with the reason the market tanked today. In my opinion, it was the Pink Panther, and this is why.
Pardon me, sir, but what are you looking at? Is that by any...
I'll tell you what it is. The Pink Panther now works for Citigroup in their E-minis trading desk, and his fat finger today, here we can see him laughing at the ill-gotten gains he caused by exacerbating a 700-point drop in the Dow within a matter of 2 or 3 minutes. If you sat through today, you saw something you probably will never see again. We had the Dow was down a couple of 100 points, Greece worries, etc., etc., and then we went down 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 960. We had the Dow drop under 10K. We had Procter and Gamble drop $30 a share. We had about 8 stocks in the S&P 500 that trade anywhere from $35 to $50, trade at 1 cent. And the reason being, supposedly, we had someone from Citigroup enter an E-minis future trade and put a B instead of an M and put in a billion sell order versus a million sell order. And that's pretty much all it took. PG dropped. You saw a lot of other stuff dropped. And then what possibly we saw today is the beginning of the end of the high frequency trading, because the robots took over and then went after everything in the market. You saw stocks plunge left and right. But if you are like us, sitting on high cash like we have been for the last few days, it was one mother of a buying opportunity. Fantastic trades in the chat room today. We grabbed some SPY May calls up 100%, 75 to 100%. INO was up massively. But anyway, let's check out the indice charts. We're going to look at the Dow daily chart because the 15-minute chart, you need a magnifying glass now to look at it. But here you can see that ridiculous drop down here. Essentially, they close us at the 50% Fibonacci retracement on the Dow. All the indicators are pretty much oversold. The charts on 90% of the market are jacked up right now. I will say, however, computer trading errors or trader trading errors, they happen every few months in the market. If memory serves me right, 99% of the time when you see that happen, the next day is a solidly up day in the market. Granted, there is a lot of fear out there right now, and if you're looking at the business media headlines, they're saying the Greece market is the reason we were down 1,000 points. No, it wasn't. It was some BS, finagling, computer errors, whatever the hell you want to cause it. And the robots took over, just like in the Terminator movie. We do have the jobs report tomorrow, unemployment report. Expectations are for a gain of 160,000. Oh, actually, no, 200,000. We had 160 last month. I really believe we're probably going to see 300K plus. A good jobs report tomorrow, and we could see this market up very, very big. So fingers crossed on that happening. And just going off the precedence of when we have computer market tank errors, that the next session is usually very good. And here we go. We've got a key economic data out tomorrow. Just to show you the 15-minute chart, I'll zoom in, but there's really no point. Just a ridiculous drop here on the 15-minute chart. We look at the SMH, similar thing here. You know, if we're to look at this in a positive manner, we've retraced our gap. We had a nice little gap fill on the market today. Heavy volume. Granted, if you're one of those traders or investors who got raped by the robots today, you're not very happy at all. But, you know, whenever you see ridiculousness, if that's even a word, like there was today, for traders, it's fantastic. You just jump in and buy some stocks. And let's jump into some of those right now. Again, charts are going to be messed up for quite a while just on what happened today. INO, as that market tanked off, traded as low as $1.03. We started buying it at $1.10. 20% rebound to $1.30. Still love this stock, just like CRXX, expecting a similar move in it. Today we just made our cost basis way lower in INO. Another play to look forward to tomorrow. CRXX was trading at $1.80. Nice little sell off. We jumped into this one under $1.50. If we're looking for a snapback tomorrow, $1.65 plus. New ad today, late in the day on this tanking, was ETRM. Down nicely over the last couple of days, acting pretty strongly here, and a stock we've been eyeing to get back into over the last couple of days. And today, no reason not to. Couple of big trades we had in the chat room. Let's pull those up. SBSA, we jumped into this one in the chat room at $1.33, rebounded to $1.73. 25. What is that? 40-cent gain, 30% gain in what, half hour plus. PSID, this is another stock. We sort of got trapped in this one. It was a pump and dump by a firm that's probably not going to be around in a few months that we jumped into just because we thought we'd get a gap on it, and that gap didn't materialize. But again, another stock down sharply on this sell-off today that should rebound on a green market. We're looking for a bounce back at least to the 200-day moving average at $1.29. And as I mentioned in the chat room, a green market on this one. We're back at $1.40 plus. So again, if this market, if you don't have the stomach for it, so be it, sit out. But for traders sitting on high cash, fantastic moves on a lot of stocks. As I mentioned, chat room, we jumped into some May calls on the spiders. We were looking at a 75% gain, and if the market is green like we think it will be tomorrow, those will be fat winners. Another stock down sharply today. Here we go, DDSS Labrafarm. We got some nice gains out of this one recently. Just shows you the hypocrisy in this market. Right here, they got FDA approval, $2.99. Tanked on FDA approval. Based, ran, they got a partner for their drug, $1.70. Stock is now down essentially 60% from when it got FDA approval and a partner to market their drug. And then today, if you pull up the news, all the quack third tier pump and dump shots, Canadian brokers that follow this stock were out saying sell, giving sell ratings, down rating the stock. You know my rule. Whenever you see these morons out telling you to sell, usually the bottom is in or pretty damn close. And after the recent sell-off here, we're down 35-40% over the last 3 days. Green bounce in the market. This is easily a bouncer back to $1.40 with stops at $1. Again, for some traders, this is probably not your play, but if you're sitting on high cash, this is the time when you can make a lot of money. We went high cash on Monday. I even said it in the video on Sunday to start raising cash. What you saw today were the traders who don't know what they're doing and the retail guys raising their cash today, down 800 points from where the market was a few days ago. Not when you do it. This is when you start nibbling on buys. You're never going to catch the bottom, just like you're never going to catch the top. You go in a little piece on stocks you like, especially when you see the kind of moves we saw in the market today. And then as the market or as the stocks start to bounce back, you add more, or you look to book some gains on the bounce. So crazy market day today. Europe was the reason, but as I mentioned in the chat room, the ECB, blind mice of the ECB have done nothing. And then, what's funny is the selling actually got worse after the Greece Parliament passed their austerity bill, what they needed to get their debt. So that was actually good news. But, the computers went crazy, and, one thing to keep in mind, there are a bunch of European elections right now, the key one being Germany early next week. The reason they've been able to float this, Greece issue is because until the elections are solid, nothing is set in stone. Once you see the politicians get reelected, all of a sudden the Greece issue will go away. And, the kind of market action we saw today is typically is seen at bottoms, and as I mentioned, usually when you see computer trading errors or some sort of bullshit like that, the next day is usually sharply higher. And we've got the jobs report tomorrow. If we get a good number, we are locked and ready to run. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with the Pink Panther, who made his money today at Citigroup. Actually, let me turn that on. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow.
Pardon me, sir, but what are you looking at? Is that by